Hello. How we doing today, Beans? Hi, it's me. Look, there's so many hands on stream today. Everybody gave me a hand. Get it? Um, I feel like I haven't streamed in a million years, honestly. I don't know. I'm glad you've been good, Al. We've been missing each other a lot lately. So first things first, I have some things that were purchased for me as gifts that have arrived. I've opened one of them, which is this. Lib got me a little score buddy, which you can use to score paper that I'm hoping is going to be super helpful for making packaging for the trading sticker collection thing that I'm hoping to do, which I think we're going to get started on next month. I think the color has aligned. I can say hi to Anne. Hi, Anne! Good to see you too. Or not see you. Know of your existence. I don't know, however you want to put that. But I'm copying Lib a little bit for the trading stickers. So Lib does this cute little, oh, our camera is a little bit too bright, isn't it? I must have changed the settings last time. Let me lower our brightness a little bit. There we go. Now you can actually kind of see things. But Lib does these super cute little folded kind of card containers, and I'd like to do something vaguely similar to that, not exactly the same, because mine are going to be a little bit different. I'm brainstorming on it. But I think doing something like this with the Score Buddy is going to make it a lot easier on my hands. As you can tell just by the way that I like point things, my joints don't like to stay in places where they're supposed to stay. So I think having something like this will keep me from harming my fingers. So I'm very grateful to Lib, one, for inspiration and just being a general cool person, but also for this. And then there's another gift in here that is also from Lib. I do try. I don't think I'm on Lib's level. Hey Fugi, you want to react? Thank you. I don't think I'm on Lib's level for that. I did take my address off of these, but the cam is really not set up for doing this. I'm not sure which one this is. It's either from Cap or it's from Lib. We can find out together. There's some paper in here, which I'm sure was really essential. This one's from Cap. Cap got me a little desk vacuum, which I think is going to be really helpful out here for when I'm using masking fluid or doing line art and erasing, because the little eraser pieces get everywhere. And then they end up stuck to the watercolor, and then I get really angry. So I think this will be really good for that. I won't put the QR code up there because I don't want to set anybody's phone off. So that's good. I'm just going to break down this box. Yeah, it really can. And especially when you're doing something with like wet stuff afterwards, it can get really messy, because it'll stick, and then I will have to, when I scan it, edit it more, which is annoying. I've been doing that like all day, all week, all forever, is editing scans to make stickers. I am getting near the end of that. I have one more left to edit, which I should be able to get done today, and then I can start printing more stickers. But I do also have stickers to show you guys, because I've been busy. I'm busy all the time forever. Okay, let's open this other package, which I know what it is. And this one's going to be from Lib. Lib bought me coffee, which is great because I need more of these. I have exactly one pod left of this flavor that I've been saving because I don't want to use it, because I don't want to be out. So yeah, birthday gifts. Yay! Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lib and Cap. And there are other ones that were purchased that have not arrived yet. So I will be keeping an eye out on it. I also don't really have enough room to put anything, which is just kind of like my existence. I never have enough space. Okay. Other things to talk about. I found that I didn't have this sticker to show you guys last time, so I brought one out. But this is got a heart laminate on it, which goes so good with Yamper's little heart booty. So this one is going to be coming soon. I need to start working on that, the background for all of that. I'm waiting for there to be some good natural light for taking product photos of new stickers. And the sun came out right as I was setting up to stream, which is super helpful. Love that. I also mentioned that I had a cherry fruit sticker now, in addition to the banana, papaya, and what was the other one? Why am I being silly? Banana, papaya, what was the other one? Peach! My brain just does not want to be here today, which is so valid, honestly. Where's the banana one? I just have like a little pile of stickers here, and it's ridiculous. Hi, Cap! I was just talking about you. I mean, when am I not talking about you? But the little guy is here. Look at him. So I'll get to open that and play with it later. Yeah, I know. Ridiculous, right? It's not like I constantly talk about you because you're super important to me or anything. Yeah, so I think this is going to be really good for getting like eraser fluff and stuff off of the desk area. So we have the cherries have been added to the other ones here. So those are going to need to get photographed at some point. I also have printed and figured out some of the issues that I was having with the cutter, because there was a lot of cursing about this one particularly. But we have a goldfish now too, so that's going to be getting added. I just need to write listings for these, but I need some good light to take photographs of them, and the weather here has not been particularly helpful with that. I also have a little sneak preview of something we might have talked about before. But I did print out the Sticker Club stickers for next month. Which, here, I can put the original art back up too. Here, we can look at them together. See? And it's got some nice hollow to it. These ones turned out really good. And they were not a pain to print out. And it was beautiful, actually. So this is for next month's Sticker Club on my Patreon. These two are for this month. And we're running out of time to ship them. The month is almost over, which is ridiculous. How are we 8 months into the year? Don't ask me. But these will be shipping out on Friday if I haven't shipped them out already. I have one envelope waiting for me to ship out tomorrow. But you still have a couple days to join the Sticker Patreon tier if you want to get this month's. So soon, soon. I also finished art since the last time we talked. I did these, which we can talk about Cap some more, because that one's Cap. This one's me. This one's Grim. So these will also be stickers getting added. This is the last file that I have to set up for sticker stuff, so we're getting there. But aren't they so cute? I was so pleased with these when I came up with the puns. Honestly, like, I was trying to think about what I wanted to do to use the, there's 2 different heart laminates. And so I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with those. And I was like, well, obviously I should do something about my partners. So I made the trio. And I need to buy frames for these and get them framed, but... Oh, Grim will hate that. I'm strongly in favor, Al. But yeah. So I picked favorite animals or animals I associate. I've kind of assigned Cap as a capybara. He didn't really get a say in that. That's just how it works now. Grim is obviously Bunny. Grim is the bun dead. We know this. I mean, it's not a secret or anything. And then I really like goats, so I did a goat for me. And then vaguely favorite food related. So Grim really likes banana bread. Cap is a coffee fiend. And my favorite kind of cookie is a oatmeal scotchy. So we've combined the things here. And this is what I was talking about with Lib, because Lib had seen these. Exactly. Capybaras are just like really chill and friend-shaped. I can speak. No, I can't. And just super cool. And obviously Cap, it starts with Cap. Like, right? But yeah, so that's these. I came up with banana bread while I was falling asleep, and if you follow me on Tumblr, you might have seen me post last month, maybe, um, beginning of this month. I don't know what time is, about having an idea so good that you rise up out of your bed like a Dracula out of the coffin. That's what this was, where I needed to write it down. So I came up with banana bread and wrote that down, and then I sat back down, well, laid back down, and kept thinking. And I was like, Kappa Barista, obviously. And then I had to really think about mine a lot. Exactly, Shawnee. Exactly. And I'm really pleased. I don't know how well you can really see it, but I'm really pleased with the texture I got on the milk in this coffee. Like, it looks so good. I was so pleased with myself. I did do a little orange slice as the coffee logo, just to kind of like call back to all of those capybaras that sit in the spa with oranges on their heads. And also I associate Cap with the color orange because of his username color. So, but yeah, so these will also be stickers soon. You'll be able to get individual or buy the trio. But yeah, those will be coming up soon too. I do have a list of stickers that are going to be removed from my shop. I need to make the Patreon post for that, but my patrons are going to get the down low on what stickers are never going to be reordered. And some of the listings are just going to go away. So they will also get a coupon code to take money off of the stickers that are being discontinued. It's going to be $1 off each sticker, which is a really good deal, right? I'm saving you a lot of money because I don't have space to keep storing all of these things. But yeah, so if you want the down low on what's going away, you can join my Patreon. The lowest tier is $1 a month, which means that if you bought a sticker with the coupon code that you would get access to, you would have already like equaled out the amount that you paid to join. Just throwing that out there. These we already finished. I have these digital files dressed up and gussied up, and they're good. And I've started making sticker sheets of these. I can only run my sticker program for a little bit before it starts like throwing a hissy fit. So I've been doing that in like stages, which is frustrating that I have to do that, but you know, we're getting it done. I also have these. Ooh, don't fall off, please. Stay there. Thank you. I've been really busy. You know how I am. I never stop working. So we have these hand stencils that I made myself that we're going to use for the quilt block pattern that I wanted to do, copying cave art of hands. So there's 3, and we're going to layer them. These are all hands that were submitted to me, hand photos, and I traced over them. And then put them together and used my silhouette cutter to cut out the stencils. These are just a drink container. I figured the like glossy backing would probably help with, since we're using watercolor and paper and water don't necessarily enjoy spending time together. So we're gonna see how that goes. I made 3 so that we can do like 1, 2, 3 and have them stacked up so that I don't know, it looks fuller. We're probably going to move these around a little bit because I made them a little bit of a bigger size than how I use, like a little bit wider than I usually do for the actual pattern. So we might end up moving these around a little bit, so like they're a little bit shorter, so I might do like a 1 there and 1 here and then this one in the middle kind of a situation. But these are all hands of people. Many of them are people we know, actually. The top layer is all Twitch viewers and general friends. So I'm in the middle here because I'm the most important. It's my art, right? We have Anne and Al's hands up here. Aiden is here. This is Grim. That's Cap. Stars. Hobbuts is one of my good internet friends and one of my patrons. So And then Greg, who would be Brother Bean, and Jen is right here. There are other hands involved. So I have all the names on here so that I know who's who. It's all good, Shani. Easy to forget. I did have plenty of hands, so it wasn't an issue for sure. But a lot of these are from Tumblr and aren't necessarily people that come to stream, but are people that like whose usernames I recognize and stuff. So we've got a good mix here. But first we need to do the background color on these before we can start doing the stencils. So like the hypothesis for how this cave art was done was people holding their hand up and putting pigment in like a straw or an empty reed and blowing the pigment onto the hand, which is how you get that spatter effect, and leaving the negative space of the hand once you pull it away. That I don't think will work this small and with watercolor. So we're going to be using a sponge and seeing if that gets like vaguely the correct texture. And then we might mess around with it a little bit more because I do have like a toothbrush and stuff that I can use to spatter to make some different scatter shapes and such. Hi Bewitch, how you doing? Good to see you. So we do need to get the background on here first, and we also have the like plain color quilt pattern to do, and we still need to work on this. So we've got plenty to do. I also have another sticker design that I want to get done this month, but I think I left my sketchbook in the other room with that. But the pancake will get done at some point too. I might do that on my own though, because it's not going to take as much time. But yeah, let's get going on this, shall we? Because we got work to do, folks. You know how it is. But I think I'm going to do something vaguely similar on both of these, and then one of them gets covered with the hands. I should move these out of the way so I don't get them wet before it's time. But basically what I did for those is I made the design digitally. So I traced all of the hands digitally and filled them in and then rearranged them in different ways. And then printed those out on plain paper and glued it onto the paperboard. But if anybody has any more questions about that, I'm happy to fill in the info. But that was pretty much the whole process. It was just a little time consuming. It wasn't like huge brain work or anything. I did have to think pretty hard about how I was going to get the art itself to look the same. And we'll see if I actually manage it. I think theoretically this will work. I don't know if it will actually work. We're going to find out. But I'm running out of time in the month. I got to get these done. And I've had a few rough goes of it this month, really. That meant that I didn't stream as much as I would have liked. Which is just life. Like I'm not worried about missing streams. I'm not worried about people being upset with me or anything, but it does mean that I lose some work time. But I did make like a lot of art this month already, and the month is not over yet. I don't nap mostly. I guess I have napped more in the past week than I have in perhaps the past year and a half. But that was mostly because I mentioned this when I canceled stream last time, but I injured my shoulder. How exactly? Not entirely clear. I think I probably subluxated it while I was sleeping, and then I sneezed and popped it back in. But I was in a lot of pain last week. I'm doing a little bit better now. it still gets riled up every once in a while, but it's getting better and better, and I can actually like sit up and not be in intense pain. But Thursday last week was really bad. Like I was crying every time I moved, kind of bad. But doing better now. Learned that heat made it worse. That was a big turning point. Which is why I think that I subluxated it. Because the heat would mean that the muscles were loosening back up when everything was moving around. So, but yeah, doing better. It's still a little sore, especially like right when I wake up in the morning, but it's not near as bad as it was. So. Yeah, thank you. Maybe that's a better story at least than, oh yeah, my body doesn't like holding itself together, so sometimes I sleep and permanently injure myself. You know. But that would also make sense because estrogen also loosens up connective tissue. And if your connective tissue is already loosened up, then it kind of fucks you over. But that would track with my cycle and everything. So. But I would like it if I could not do that again, because that was not fun. Not a great time for me with that. Gosh, the camera is still so bright. It's weird how even with similar light conditions, it changes so drastically. Here, let me add a little bit better. Let's try lowering this too. There, I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, I do want to make sure to make the background for the hands not just plain ochre, because we're going to be using ochre as one of our splash colors. So I think maybe adding some gray to the back to make it a little more stone coated is probably the right call here. So let's do something like this. We are going to also use some red and some black mixed with, well, some gray, basically brown gray, but quite a bit darker than what the background currently is. So I think that's probably good. Okay, so we need to let those dry, and we can work on our blueberry pastries here for a bit. We did get I think these are done. This didn't take me as long as I was expecting, but I think the horses are good. So these can get set out of the way so that I don't mess them up. And I could stand to wipe that down now. Okay. Oh, I considered bringing a chocolate bar out here and then I didn't. Maybe I want to go get my chocolate bar. I say that as if I have one. I have 3 different chocolate bars. And I think I deserve chocolate. I think nobody else will argue with me on that. Maybe I want to finish blueberries first. I think I did Prussian blue and purple for that. I promise, Shani. Do you want to pick which chocolate bar I open? I have caramel one, I have a milk chocolate one, and I have dark chocolate with sea salt. But there's a specific brand that the last time I looked, they didn't carry in Alaska. And then now they do, apparently, which is really nice. Am I going to remember the full name of that company? No, maybe I should just go get the chocolate bar. Tony's something or other. It's a funny word. But they do completely slavery-free chocolate, which is disgusting that we have to say that that's a thing. But the milk chocolate and the caramel one are both Tony's brand, and the other one's Lindt. Yeah, that one. Hi, love. Good to see you. Man, I also had a migraine last night, and not gonna lie, I'm still feeling it a little bit. It's not like the actual migraine, it's just like the migraine hangover. I can definitely tell that my eyes are still like, hey, we weren't working last night. Did you notice? A little bit less. I don't know. My body likes to cause problems on purpose sometimes. That is not nearly dark enough. There we go. But I had the migraine because my period was starting. Like maybe a little bit TMI, but there you go. So. Honey graham crackers are always good. Okay, I'm just gonna go grab a chocolate bar because I want chocolate, and you know what? I make the rules. I'm an adult. I can have salad and a chocolate bar for lunch if I want to. You guys can hear me walk through my house. Oh, I can't set that there. That's still wet. That would be silly. Chocolate. It says, please check the inside of this wrapper. There you go. Yes, I recall that about it. So you can kind of see through the foil here. I'll rub that. You can see through the foil that it's going to break into irregular shapes. Yeah, we like ethical chocolate for sure. We like ethical things in general. But I haven't had this brand before because, like I said, they haven't carried it in Alaska. Ugh. And I can also just like drop it everywhere. That's fine too. I'm not going to eat this whole chocolate bar. That would be a mistake that I would regret, but I can have a couple pieces. So there you go. You guys can listen to me eat chocolate. Isn't that fun? Make sure I don't have chocolate on my hands. Yeah. Yeah. It happens, Shawnee. I put it this way. Sometimes you gotta make bad decisions for your mental health. Like, you need to make a bad decision for your body so that your mental health is better. It's just how it works. I do enjoy a caramel chip. I'm also just like really tired today. You should, Shawnee, for sure. Also, it's about that time where if you live in the far north, you should start thinking about making sure that you have vitamin D tablets. Stop doing that. The chocolate bar decided to control my mouse for a second there. Sorry, chocolate bar, this is not your stream. But I just had to buy more. Although in Alaska, it's recommended to take year-round just because we're so far north and the sun is at such a weird angle. But yeah, also check and make sure you know where your sad lamp is. Which I should message I and Sky about that. I remind them pretty much every year. Hi, lesbian! Oh, that's good, Al. The U.S. is not known for ethical business practices. I think we're all aware. I mean, it can't hurt, Shawnee. Honestly. Okay, I'm doing a stretchy. I'm being careful with my shoulder. I did ice it today, but...
This is a self-care checkpoint. Do you need to take meds? Get some water, some food? Take a break or a stretch? Please do so now. Thank you.
And there's a lot of ones that are pretty cheap, Shawnee, too. It really just... Why are you connecting to that? What the heck? Why are you doing that? Spotify has decided to tell me what I'm listening to on my laptop on my phone, which it shouldn't be doing. You gonna chill now? Thank you. What was I saying? There are a lot of cheap lamps too now. I have a alarm clock that does the happy light. So I can set it so that it does like the natural sunrise to wake me up, which works a lot better for me than like alarm sounds. Okay, I have completed all of those. But that's like way more expensive. I do need to reset it though, because weirdly enough, the digital clock on it is fast. And it's enough that it's changed from like being off by 1 minute to now being off by 3 minutes, which like isn't that big a deal. But I'm very specific and it annoys me. I'm that person who when I reset like our oven and our microwave for daylight savings, I stand there and wait until the minute changes on both of them so that I can get them the same. Which is difficult on our microwave because whoever made our microwave has never had to set a microwave time in their life. And it's very obvious. Man, now that I have chocolate, I want popcorn. I always want popcorn. Yeah, I'm like If they don't match, it makes me really annoyed. I'm just kind of like that, though. But I don't use an alarm super often to wake up because generally I wake myself up on my own because I'm self-employed. But I'm pretty... Yeah, we do. But it's just my brain wanting more snacks. Give a goat a tin can or something? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But the real problem is that I just always want popcorn, and so it takes like nothing to set that off in my brain. Go to ganache, that's good. Yeah, see, if I go to the store like really full, then it's also a disaster because I have difficulty convincing myself to eat. So I need to go to the store a little hungry, but not like death hungry, you know? Because if I go not full at all, I will not get enough food. Okay, I think my plan was to do a similar color to the blueberries, but with magenta in it for the goo, because the goo of the blueberries is always a little bit more purpley. And I think the magenta will get that color fastest. Then we can work on shading and stuff. That is a good chocolate bar, though, I will say. I'm glad that they sell that up here now. Because there really wasn't a place that sold them the last time I looked, and I was sad about it. Oh, also the kids are home. If you hear shrieking, that's why. Yeah, yeah, that's totally fair, Shawnee. See, I'm not a super huge sweets person, which kind of limits what I get, I guess. I'm way more of a savory snack person in general. Like popcorn, just saying. But if you set me loose hungry enough in the potato chip aisle, I will just eat potato chips for 3 weeks, and yeah. Like, oh, I haven't tried this flavor before. This is a classic flavor. I'll get this one. Yeah. Oh, Aiden actually sent me an image for like a photo in the store of a weird chip flavor, and it was cheese toasty. And I feel like you really can't do that in a chip flavor because the point of the toasty is the melt, right? Like there's a texture aspect there that you cannot get in a chip. I mean, really, cheese toasty is just cheese flavor, right? So I feel like that's pointless. But yeah, actually grilled cheese sounds good now. See, look, I've done this to myself. I ate something sweet and now I want something salty, but I also want to keep eating the sweet thing. Okay. It's almost like a salad was not the right choice for my lunch. I should know better. You should, Shawnee. We should all have grilled cheese. That's nice, Al. I don't like sweet and salty together. I like them one after the other. Except for sea salt caramels. That's like the one exception for me. But like kettle corn, I don't really like. I want them to be separate, and then I mix them in my mouth. That's the only allowed way. I do like cheesy popcorn. Yep. Smart Food is very good. I always liked, you know those big tins with the mixed popcorn that you can get? I always liked those, as long as the flavors were separated. All right, good luck, Al. Glad to see you. But I really liked the cheese one of those. I also like the caramel corn one, but I need them separated. You can't go mixing them together. That's illegal. But really, I just like popcorn. Like, I'll still eat kettle corn. It's like not my favorite pick, and I won't like buy it for myself, but I'll still eat it. They do, there's a couple local places up here that just do like candy coated popcorn. So it's like caramel corn, except it's not caramel, it's a candy coating. But it's still like crunchy like that. And they do weird colors in the sugar mixture. That's good. Like some of that. I haven't had any in a long time though. There used to be a stand that did it fresh at the airport up here. I don't know if they're still there though. I haven't checked. We usually fly out at like midnight past, so many things are not open. Okay, let's see how this color looks. Oh, I haven't done the butter in there for the pancakes. Do I want to mess with those? I probably do, but let me see how this color is. That's perfect. I'm amazing. I love how I can tell where I've put my finger on the edges to hold this still because it's like mildly resistant to the water and the pigment. I think I'll end up using like a white gel pen to make the goo look shiny at the end. So I can do this for the blueberries that are dried. The ones down here probably are going to be a little bit too damp. These ones I did last time, so. Let's see, what else have I done since we talked last? I don't know. Mostly laid in bed, honestly, which is probably good. There was one day where I took 2 naps. It's almost like the main reason that I'm awake at any given time is only because I'm upright, which is funny. But I also end up feeling so groggy after a nap. And it takes me so long to fall asleep most of the time that, like, it isn't worth it. Let's see, I've been playing Dredge DLC because they released new DLC. I only have 1 fish left to catch, and then I will complete the story. But it's a difficult fish, so I'm gonna end up resetting and stuff for it because you need to use a certain kind of bait to get it. I won't say more than that because it's a spoilie. But oh, I guess I can put blobs of this on the pancakes to indicate the blueberries that are cooked in there because I need to do that with the muffins too. which won't be exactly the same. But for each one, I mean, we can do that. Then I can figure out the butter and then figure out the syrup. I don't know if I want to do blueberry syrup for the syrup or not. I might just do brown syrup. Yeah, I can tell my back is unhappy with me. That's fine though. We'll see how long I get into stream today before my back starts screaming so loud that I have to go sit down. Well, sit down, lay down in a space where I'm not painting. Because one of the things about hurting my shoulder meant that I couldn't do my usual like daily stretches without hurting myself worse, which meant that my lower back got mad at me, which should be illegal, by the way. If one part of you hurts, the other parts of you should stop hurting. That's how it should go. Really affronted and upset that the universe has allowed this to happen. Yeah, for real, Shawnee. Can we just make a cuddle pile on the floor and we can all hang out and talk? It's like a sleepover, except if we're lucky, our backs pop.
I love your goopy wiener.
Thank you. We love some goopy blueberries. I don't know what's with me and goopy blueberries, but I'm digging it. Man, I did have a friend in high school who was like the master at finding pressure points when she gave you a massage. I miss those massages. I don't necessarily miss the friend. There was some drama there. I get abandoned a lot by friends, I'm realizing. I've been going through something, and I'm kind of like looking back over my life and realizing that I have a lot of friends who just like went to extreme lengths to get rid of me. Which like means that they weren't actually my friends, but you know, not exactly a pleasant pattern to notice. Hello, fruit fly. Goodbye, fruit fly. Yeah, I think I've told this story before. Is my camera out of focus? Are you focused? You seem like you aren't focused, buddy. Did I bump you at some point? That seems a little bit better. But I think I've told this story on stream before, actually. But I had some friends in high school who I considered my best friends at the time. And there was a set of them. And they all hung out together. We hung out together, whatever. But they had been talking about switching high schools because there's another high school that was more gay friendly. And they were all out and decided that I wasn't actually gay enough because I was dating a boy, which is a whole nother kettle of fish that we don't need to get into. But I came to school one day and found that they had all transferred without saying anything to me. And they never talked to me again. None of them. So, like... And I wish I could say that that was the most dramatic, like, friend breakup I've ever had, but I would be lying. I don't know, man. Some people just don't know how to deal with communication, I guess. And I get that I can be annoying. And, like, I'm a lot. But also that doesn't really excuse just abandoning somebody. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. So I was thinking about that the other day. Then we were clearly meant to be friends, Shawnee. I don't know. I'm very specific about who gets to touch me, but I've been doing better about that, so. And it's more like a trust thing. As long as I trust you to back off if I say I'm uncomfortable, then it's fine. And I don't think that would be an issue with you at all, Shawnee, so. Hi, BP! It is! I am the Goopy Wiener lady. Can we put that on my tombstone, please? I want to leave future archaeologists questioning everything they thought they knew. That's the dream. How are you doing, BP? Good to see you.
I love your Goopy Wiener.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure, Shawnee. I feel like that's a theater kid thing too. The massage trains and stuff. I don't know. Theater kids are always touchier than other groups of people, I think. I'm glad you're doing well, and getting home early seems nice. You have been working hard regularly, so you deserve a break. Yeah. See, I was the kid who usually volunteered to be at like the back of the train where nobody was touching me, but I was touching somebody. But I was also very aware that the majority of the people in the theater class did not like me, so I don't know. I've always been a weird kid. Which ain't nothing wrong with being weird. You just gotta try to find your people. And gotta say, you know you're weird when you're too weird for the theater kids. Ah, that's good, Shani. We didn't do it like that at my school. At camps, I think we usually did it that way, but that was a bit of a different kettle of fish. I don't know why I'm saying that so much now. Where did I pick that up from? Don't know. I still haven't decided what I want to do for the background color on this one. Like, I'm tempted to do a light blue, but I think that's going to be really distracting from the main focus of the color, which should be ochre. Might do like a vaguely red tinted ochre. That might look nice. Or maybe an orange might be good. I feel like my camera is tilted too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I bumped it while I was setting up or something. Man, I really am sleepy today. It's not a shock to me, but it is annoying to me. I would like to be awake so that I can focus on what I'm doing. Save me, chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar, save me. Ooh, I could also just unplug my camera. That's cool. Thanks, buddy. You good now? Yeesh. Oh, yeah. Antihistamines will do that to you, for sure. Okay. I need to figure out what I'm doing about the butter. There's only a little bit peeking out from the syrup in some of these spots and not all of them. But if I'm doing brown syrup, just doing like a bright yellow underneath will work just fine. But if I want to do blueberry syrup, that's going to make it really muddy. So I need to decide a little bit here. And you know me, I hate making decisions, which is why I've made my entire profession making decisions. I think I'm mostly just EP because I'm post-dome migraine. We're just going to go for yellow, like an intense yellow, and we're going to see how that goes. Because you know what? I started, so we're just going to keep going. It is. That is true. This is a good chocolate bar, by the way. This is the first time I think I've had Tony's before. They do sell it near where my dad lives, but I don't know that I got one when we were down there. I talked about it, but I don't think I did. Which I guess that's something I can mention. We're going to be traveling after Christmas, so around New Year's, so I won't be streaming then. I'll warn you now. Also, the semester has started, so I should be getting calls to do modeling probably mid-September, maybe later than that, depending on how they feel like their students are going. Because they'll call for a model when they think they're ready, which is not a set time for any group of students. So that will also probably change some of our stream times. I'll keep everybody updated like I normally do. I'm very schedule oriented, so I definitely tend to announce that stuff more regularly. I bet honey would be tasty on blueberry pancakes. I feel like honey is tasty on most things, honestly. Especially sweet stuff. But I am excited to, well, excited to travel is not exactly the right word, but we're going to go see my grandma, which I'm glad to go see my grandma and my cousin and aunt and uncle. They all live like right next to each other. And I haven't seen them in a very long time, so I feel like this needs to be darker. So that's always nice. When I was growing up, we used to drive down there at least twice a year to go visit them. It was like an 8-hour drive. So when we moved to Alaska and we couldn't do that anymore, that was like weird to me. It didn't feel like Christmas and it didn't feel like summer anymore because we weren't visiting my grandma. But my grandma's getting up there now, so we gotta visit while we can for sure. Okay. You're not quite all the way dry yet. This guy can go sit someplace else. This is the one we're gonna do the stencils on. I probably should have done the background on this yesterday and let it dry, but I wasn't really thinking it through. That still looks so blurry to me. Is it actually blurry or am I crazy? Is the art blurry for you guys? Or am I just like, are my eyes lying to me? I guess is the real question. Ooh, agave syrup and cornbread sounds good. I bet that would be really good if you did like a jalapeno cornbread too. Get like the sweet and spice going. Thank you, Shawnee. That's very sweet. I put jalapenos in like everything, honestly. I just like some spice to it. Yeah, I know you're gonna throw a hissy fit about that. It does look blurry. If I got something that actually has like words on it so I can tell. See, that's not blurry. That's also a little bit thicker. It's a little blurry. A little blurry. Which I can probably mess with if this will load in. Is that better? Better or worse? Who knows? It's a mystery. I think right there is what we want. I think that's better. If it's not actually better, you can tell me and I'll mess with it some more, but it was bothering me. Okay. I still don't know what color to make the background. I could just cop out and leave it white, but I don't like that. That would make it easier on me for making the confetti stickers out of this, but maybe I just work on the foreground and then scan it, and then do the background and then scan it again. Maybe I should use a piece of scrap paper and decide what color I want. That would help, probably. Let's mess with some colors here, shall we? I will not do that, I promise, Shawnee. I don't have that kind of patience, honestly. Especially not at this point. I would have wanted to do the line art, like the lines for it in pencil. And then, like, traced it on there and then painted it. don't think doing straight brown with this is gonna look good either. I think that's gonna be like muddy and icky. But I was kind of... No, that was for the pancake when I was thinking that. It is not. I am a lemon poppy seed kind of person, actually. But I do think that blueberry muffins are the most photogenic muffin. I also really like apple muffins with like the strudel topping on top. That's really good too. I think the orange is probably the best bet. I think this orange. Maybe a yellow though. Let's try a yellow. I also don't mind a bran muffin, I'll be honest. I've liked bran muffins since I was little. Maybe just because my grandpa always ate them. Maybe New Gamboge is the right play here. I think this is a good mix between like yellow and orangey. So that will set off the like purple tones in the blueberry and the blue tones pretty well. And will still play well with the ochre. Okay, do I want to do the background and then do the details on the pastries? That's the next question here. And I think I should do that. I think that's the right play. Okay, we're moving forward. This is still a little bit damp. I did get it pretty wet. You know how it goes. Sometimes you get things a little wetter than you mean to, just because you're too good at your job. Okay, I don't want this brush size particularly, or maybe I do. So we do have a lot of like little details, especially in the pancakes here. I can slap it down with a bigger brush and then go in, or I can just make things easier on myself and use this brush. Decisions. Always decisions to make. Oh, cranberry orange is a good one too. I'm not huge on the banana muffins. I'm not huge on bananas in general, honestly. I just find that they're really overpowering as a flavor. And I have to be in like the right mood for a banana. Ooh, the coffee cake ones are good too. There was like at okay. Start at the beginning of the sentence, Katie. On my campus, there was a specific company that was in charge of stocking food for all the food places on campus, like all the pre-made stuff, like pre-packaged stuff. And they did a jalapeno cheddar bagel that was so good. It was like the best one you could get. And that company, I think, no longer caters the university. And it's really sad because I could never have those really good bagels again. There are other jalapeno cheddar bagels, but they aren't as good as that one. But I always used to get that and double cream cheese in the mornings because my dad worked at the same campus that I went to. So I would just get a ride-in with him like really early before my classes and just kind of sit in one of the coffee shops and hang out and do homework. So I would always go in with my little tea and buy myself a bagel and just sit there, eat my breakfast in peace. While nobody else was on campus because it was really early. And I always end up craving them around when fall hits because that's when I would start hanging out on campus again. I think it's funny how our brains kind of like, I don't know, associate certain things with certain times. Same with like pumpkin spice, I guess, is another one of those. There was also a specific latte I would get like in the winter when I needed a lot of extra calories because it was just basically sugar and coffee. It was called the Fluffy Bunny, and it was marshmallow and caramel syrup in a latte. Which that's a lot of sugar. And it was very sweet. I don't know. I ended up spending a lot of time on campus because I also had a job on campus for the majority of the time I was in college. So I was just there like all the time hanging out. I knew all the best hangout spots. It's way different now. But they actually got rid of the place that I used to hang out in on the side of campus where all of the art classes are. Which kind of sucks because now there's like no place to get food over there.
Comes the music.
Yeah, I think this is a good color choice. It makes it look so bright and happy. I think it will still feel really in line with the ochre on the other stuff. This is the one that's gonna get cut up to be the like angle pieces. So like the blueberry one here, that's gonna be this one. So I think it'll be a nice little pop of color without detracting too much from the other colors in there. This color always makes you think of my grandma too. When I was little, her house was like a very bright orangey yellow. But where she lives, the paint gets like really dimmed really fast, just because the weather's kind of rough on like exterior paints and stuff. But it is definitely a color that I associate with my grandma because of that. Core memory color. Same with the like Dayglow orange Crayola crayon. I don't even know if they still use that color. I don't remember what the color name is. I can see it in my mind's eye, but I don't remember what the actual color name is. I might end up looking it up. Because it was like a really, really bright orange, and that was my favorite for a while. But not like a super saturated orange, just like bright and light. Not Dandelion. I know they discontinued that one. It's like lighter than that and oranger. I'll look it up once I get to like a reasonable stopping point for this. Because if I stop for too long on here, I'm going to end up with lines in between the color areas that will bother me. Like right there. That's going to be one. Let me look it up. Not maximum yellow. It was more orangey than yellow. Let me, oh, I don't want to lose that page. Let me do that in a different tab. This one. Brain function. Who is she? Not the macaroni and cheese one. I remember that color, which is also a good orange, I will say. Let me look. Does Wikipedia does have a list of Crayola crayon colors. Perfect. Yep. Let me look at these. None of those seem right. Okay, it might be one of the fluorescent ones because it was pretty bright. But I do think it was in one of the big ones. Sunglow. It was Sunglow. Yep. That one was my favorite crayon. And that was very similar to my grandma's house color at the time. Yeah. I don't know that I liked it enough to collect every single Sunglow crayon that's still out in the universe, though. I do admire that person who was like obsessed with the Dandelion Crayola crayon. But that not be me. Yeah. Man, I think I told Cap this the other day, but when I was in elementary school, like in kindergarten specifically, the biggest insult you could give to somebody was telling them they were a Crayola crayon. I have no reason why that became a thing, but if they were too slow getting onto the bus, you called them a Crayola crayon. Still don't know why. But that was like the most devastating insult when I was a 5-year-old. The kindergartners at my school were the only ones who got buses, which is also strange, but everybody pretty much lived within walking distance. So me and the neighborhood kids would always walk home together. Yeah, fluorescent is a weird word. There's a song by Arctic Monkeys called Fluorescent Adolescent, and they titled it that specifically because it was like 2 of the hardest words to spell. So they wanted to make it difficult for people to look it up, which I think is very silly and funny. I do like that song, though. It's a good song. But I probably am better at spelling it because of that song title, honestly. Because I had to add it to however many playlists. I also can spell ubiquitous most of the time because of Ubiquitous Synergy Seeker, because I like one of their songs. Because I did lyric art of one of them. And so I had to write their name a bunch of times. Ubiquitous is a weird word. You guys are just getting all like the Katie lore today. I think I still have that one, actually. I don't think I sold that piece. I can pull it out. Yeah. It's a weird word. One that would get you a lot of points in Scrabble, though. There are a lot of weird words. Like, English is just a weird language, which I don't think is news, but sometimes you just, I don't know, you start thinking about it and you realize just how weird it really is. Like, one of my favorite words is facetious. That's another weird one. I'm also very fond of the word juxtaposition, which I like to think, I've heard juxtaposition like a lot more from people that I know in the past couple weeks. I like to think I'm responsible for that. Oh, yeah, for sure, Shawnee. For sure. Oh, I should take that chocolate bar off my laptop since it's getting really hot. That would be smart. I am an influencer. It's just one of those things where, like, you pick up how your friends say things, you know? So, like, I've told Rainbow that when I'm really tired at the end of, like, a day where a lot has happened, my brain says big day for Elmo the same way that she says big word for Elmo, which I think is very funny. And like, I don't know, I pick up stuff from Lib too. Like the reason I say real, I'm very aware is because Lib says it. That's like the only reason that I say it is because I picked it up from Lib. Just like, oh, hey, nice turn of phrase you have there. Mind if I steal it because you're important to me? I think that's also partially why people tend to think that I'm really funny is just because I have Twitch, or not Twitch, I mean Tumblr speak, like embedded in my brain as part of my personality at this point. So I combine words in ways that other people wouldn't necessarily. Blubbery. I love that. I do have to, okay, so I have to think really hard to say the word microwave correctly. And partially that's because I got made fun of for how I say it. But if left to my own devices, I say microwave. And always have. I don't know, but I need to like think about it and actually enunciate properly to say it the right way. Microwave. Microwave. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'll say something that's like standard on Tumblr and somebody else will just lose their mind about it, and I always find it really funny. I definitely told somebody that I was kissing them so sweetly on the forehead because I say that instead of um, kissing you on the mouth because it's a little bit less weird. Just a little bit less though. It's less sexual in connotation, I think. So I say that instead, and somebody thought that that was the most delightful thing they'd ever heard in their lives. Yes, Mr. Michael Wave. He's a chef. Well, he's a cook. He's like a line cook, let's be real. Mr. Michael Wave. That's one of my favorite bits in Hell, or not Hell's Kitchen, in Kitchen Nightmares, is when someone says Chef Microwave. Chef Mike. Yep. Yeah, we're on the same page. I will say, nobody makes popcorn like Chef Mike. I don't know if I didn't have a microwave if I would ever make popcorn, honestly, because it's a nightmare. And air popped is just not, it's just way too much effort because you also have to melt the butter and like, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to have to like set up a whole machine. Like, it's better for you, yeah, but at what cost? You add so many extra steps, and then I don't get my little snack because my brain refuses to do the tasks. And like, don't even get me started on Jiffy Pop. Too much effort. I have to stand there and shake it. We should have a machine for this. There. Isn't that so nice and bright and pretty? I like that. I do think that this edge is a lot lighter than this one, so I'm gonna add some more pigment to that. But we'll do it sloppy style. Yeah, that's an air popper. Look like a sitting duck and they puke out your popcorn. Yeah. My mom had one. I don't know what happened to it. We don't have it, I don't think. It might be in a garage, I don't know. But my mom would go on like random health kicks. So the air popper would make a reappearance when she was pretending to be healthy for a little bit. Because it's so much better for you than microwave popcorn. Yeah, but it's not better for my soul, okay? Let me live. Let me have popcorn. Popcorn without 35 extra steps. Yeah, for real. Exactly. Like, we talk about how like a Four Loko or whatever would blow a Victorian child's mind. Which it wouldn't. Like, we can talk about that in a second. But like, I feel like microwave popcorn would actually blow their minds. Because you used to have to do that stuff in like a pan over a real fire, which gets way too hot. So, yeah, exactly, Shawnee. You get it. Teeth made to tear and rend the delicate flesh of the beast known as mozzarella. Yep. Which I had in my salad today, actually. I did eat the soft flesh of the beast known as mozzarella with my lunch today. Me too! It's so good. I love it. Okay, I need to let that dry a little bit. How are we doing over here? We're still a little damp, but I think we're going to try to do our base layer here. This is going to be a little bit of an experiment. Are you guys ready to do an experiment? So first I'm going to tape down the paper, but only on the back. Right, exactly, lesbian. Like, those kids were, like, snorting morphine straight for a little cough. I don't think that anything we have on the market today would actually take them out. And even some of the things that are illegal today, I don't think would take them out. Because like you could get a basic cough syrup with like morphine and laudanum and cocaine in it. Like, well, that's crooked. Not that it really matters, but I would like you to be able to see this. I will do a hydrate. There we go. All right, sippy sippy. Oh, I will have a little treat. You know what? I will have some more chocolate. How about that? I did eat 3 small pieces. Let me see if I can... This one breaks into pieces even worse than a regular one because of the caramel chips, I think. But yeah, I will enjoy some chocolate specifically for you, Shawnee. There you go. Chocolate. And I do need to remember to not put that on my laptop, which is getting hotter and hotter by the minute. Such is the way. Okay. Oh, I'm sure. I don't really like the pretzel bits. This is another thing where I don't like the sweet and salty mixed. Okay. So I think this is the top. I did have these labeled, but this one cut worse. Sorry, labeled for what was going to go on the bottom and what was going to go in the middle. I did not finish that thought. But this one is the one that cut worse, so I think we're going to do this on the bottom. Then we can do the one that cut a little bit better in the middle so that the clearer shapes are there. This one is also flipped, so it's everybody's hands still, but I flipped the image just to mix it up a little bit. So we're going to do this and see how it goes. I am going to tape that down on the edges, which is part of why I left this. The thing with the stencil on this too is that things needed to touch the edge or each other so that they would stay in place, right? So everybody's touching. We're all touching hands. We love each other, okay? And you got to be normal about it. Or at least weird about it in a fun way, okay? Right, lesbian? I need to treat the ghosts in my blood. And I think I should do that with like 30,000 different kinds of drugs in the same container and by being sent to the seaside. I think that would fix me. Okay, we're gonna wiggle you a little bit here. And we'll see how this goes. Theoretically, this will work. Like, in my head, this will work. I don't know if that means that it will actually work. You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Also, I'm not really sure how I want to add color to the sponge. This is going to involve a lot of me, like, slapping things down. Okay. I'm going to open the sponge. It's probably going to make a crinkly sound that you can hear. Don't worry about it. Oh, my laptop is running on battery power? That's not good. Ah, I see what happened. I had caught a cord and it unplugged. We're good now. All right, that explains a few things. Okay. Opening the sponge. That's what I was doing. All right. I did get a fresh sponge. Where did I put the scissors? Here. I'm going to cut this in half just because I feel like that will be easier for me to handle. Actually, I could cut it into thirds since we're going to be doing 3 different colors. That might be smart. I mean, not really thirds. Into 3 pieces is more accurate. Okay. And then we can keep the colors separate and it'll be okay. I could use a plate or something to do the colors. You can tell that I have not really thought this all the way through. Which shouldn't be a shock to anybody, I think. Have I got an empty palette somewhere? Oh, this has actually... You know what? Me saving all of my palettes might work. Don't ask me how long this has been sitting around. I know exactly what project I used this for. Don't worry about it. It's gouache and it's got the colors that we need. Okay? Except for red. I do want some red involved. So I'll probably mix some red up in here. But we can do gouache and that will cover each other up better, actually. That's a good idea. Your spectrum red, that's what I want. Not primary red, because that one's more magenta-y. This is the red that I want. Boop. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're doing it. We're doing it! I really hope this works. I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't work. Okay. I'm just adding some water to this stuff and we're gonna mix it up. I think I want to do this really dark color too. I think doing that instead of the gray will be nice. Yeah, some water to the red here too. Gouache, 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 gouache. Osh, gosh, bagouache. Did that satisfy? I'm guessing you just really liked the voice. Yeah, or the sounds, I guess is what I really mean. Okay, let's... So I'm just breaking up the dried pigment in here a little bit. This palette has been sitting around for an amount of months. So it may take a little bit of doing to get these to a place where they're activated enough to get as much color as I want. Surprisingly, I actually remember what I mixed for most of these colors, like which base pigments I mixed together. So I do think I am going to just straight up mix this brown black mix. Well, mix the red with some of this still on the back of my paintbrush here. Yeah, gouache is just fun until you have to remember how to spell it, and then it's not quite so fun. Okay, that's a nice bright red. I might want to tone that down like a little bit, or I might just leave it. I don't know. Yeah, it's basically just like see how many vowels you can fit in one word. Okay. I'm going to start down here. Well, no, I should start up top. Excuse me, that's the smarter way to do this. Okay. I'm going to use the edge of the sponge, I think, just because that has a more natural texture than this side of it. And I might end up using the scrubby side. Yeah, it is a French word. The French do be doing that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see here. So we'll see how this goes. But if I do end up using the green side, I know that it's going to get some I don't know, some scrub dust in there. I don't know what you call that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I kind of want to do like this so that we can get some texture in here. I may actually trim these a little bit smaller. Do kind of like that. Yeah, that's not perfectly getting like in between the fingers is the big bit there that I'm concerned about. Let me do like this. I'm gonna have paint all over my hands at the end of this. I can tell you that now. And I am going to end up needing to mix more of that, but that's okay. Oh, I should do a little bit of a recorder Rooney for real here in a second, because I've been taking bits for this. Oh, how'd it go? If I put you like, I guess I could just hold this and it'll be fine, maybe. Or where did I put my tape? Here it is. I can do this. Can I actually see where you are though? Not really. Okay, that'll work fine for the bottom. And I can just start recording it and then trim it later. Okay, let's try a little bit of a different color. Go right here. This one is a little damper, so I think that'll work out. So I think making the colors a little bit moister is going to be the better option. How many more times do you think I could say moist? Moist. We need some moist paints. Moist gouache. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not really enough time for a fight. Let's add some more water first. Okay. Yep. It's also gotten darker again, I think. I missed my window for the natural light, which is fine. Okay. Boop. I may need to tone down that red even more, but I think it's okay. You know, this joke is mostly for Shawnee. I mean, there are more positive associations with the color red than negative. That's color theory. Ooh, that's fun. Yep. I like the texture better on those ones, but I think I'm getting a better outline with the damper colors. But also this is the background and we're doing 2 more layers on top, so it's not a huge deal. Let's do a little bit more red down here. I will need to go through when I post this on Tumblr and tag everybody who used their hand, sent me their hands to use. This isn't like a perfect system, but I think given, I don't know, my time limitations and just what I had to work with, I think this might actually work, you guys. I think we did it. I think we made Paleolithic cave art way more complicated than it needed to be. But, you know, could be worse. I am going to need to let the layers dry in between, which is going to be something. So I may not finish this today. This may be, we can work on it next time. Because Friday is technically still August. The sewing together of the quilt block doesn't take very long, so it's not a huge deal. And honestly, if I'm a little bit late on posting it to Patreon, not a big deal. Because I really have done plenty of art this time. So. Oh, I saw that one and I sent it to my brother who does audio management for his church, like sound engineering and stuff. And it stressed him out and it was funny. Okay. I think I want to do a mix of this brown and the ochre down here. Let's do both because I can. Yeah, it's good. Well, I mean good as in it's horrifying, but you know. I don't know how recognizable each of these hands are going to end up. They were really recognizable when I just traced them, which I was surprised by, honestly. Okay. I think that's good. I'm gonna untape this and we can see how our silhouettes look here. Because this isn't damp enough that it's gonna like ooze or anything, but the moment of truths. If I can actually get this untaped. Come here. Come here. Come here. Thank you. Well, most of them look like hands. We do have a couple little gloopy areas, which is fine. So I think maybe doing a little bit drier and more tapping is the right call here. Let me stop you recording. Thank you for your service. I do think that I'm going to put like this here maybe so that I can get some more up near the top. Because otherwise it looks a bit naked up here. So I think maybe doing like less water and fresher gouache is going to give us a better outline. Welcome back, Cup, and hi, Peach. Good to see you. Okay. So this is not the best art I've ever made, but it's also the bottom layer, so we're fine. We have 2 more layers to go. The last layer is the only one that really needs to look good, you know? And also this is getting chopped up and sewn together, so it's not a big deal. I am covered in paint now, though. And also, I maybe could have thought this through a little better and figured out a place to put gross paint-covered cardboard. I guess I can put it in here. That'll work. Bad, dirty cardboard goes into the shipping container to think about its crimes. Okay, so I need to let this layer dry before we do another layer on top of it. And I think I'm going to do fresh gouache on that instead of what's so watered down here. I think that will give us a better texture and a cleaner silhouette. And we'll see. And then maybe we can combine techniques on the final layer to make it perfect. It doesn't really need to be perfect. Like, however this turns out is fine. But I'm also a weird perfectionist. So, and I actually tried, which means that I have to be perfect about it. If you don't try, then it doesn't count. But if you try and you fail, then that's ruined forever. Just in case anybody was wondering about the rules that my brain has made up and didn't ask me about. Let me get some of this red off of my fingers, because I'd rather not get a bunch of this color on our baked goods over there. I also should change the camera settings because the sun has gone away again. So this is what I get for using natural light. Brighter. Thank you. That's better. Okay. My fingernail is going to be red for the rest of all time, but that's okay. My hands look filthy dirty. but it's just paint. Okay, what time is it? Huh. Huh, that's the time. Okay. I would really like to get these done today, but I don't think it's happening. Also, we are gonna have little pieces of cardboard stuck in this paint, but we're just gonna say that that was on purpose and that it gives it texture. Okay, so if anybody asks chat, those little pieces of cardboard are on purpose to give it a more stone-like texture to match the original art. Okay? You guys gotta back me up on this. Okay, let me wipe down. Oh, that's taped down. That's why it's not moving. I taped that down. I made that choice. Let me stick that tape back on there so that I can reuse it. I will do a stretchy in just a moment once I get everything situated. And I will also do a height weight. Yeah, I think the fingers for the smaller sets of these aren't going to get as defined as I'd really like, which I think is fine in the long run. But it does make me happy that I did a bigger set for on top to make it a little bit more obvious, because I think that's going to make it look really good. So good job, past Katie, for doing that. There, I said something nice about myself even though Grim wasn't here today. So you guys can report back to Grim that I still said something nice about myself. Okay, doing a stretchy. I really need to figure out what I want to add for the hand and wrist stretch thing. I wonder if I can find a GIF of people like demonstrating good hand and wrist stretches. That would be good. Encourage the rest of you to do some hand and wrist stretches too. I will say that my shoulder is feeling better right now than it has probably for the past few days, but that may also be because I have painkillers in my system, so I need to be careful. Good, Shawnee. Everybody do a whittle wiggle. A whittle wiggle. And doing a sippy. It's a good practice to have. Okay. Where? There it is. I was like, I know I had it just a second ago. Where the hell did I set it? Hey. Okay, I still need to do shading on the actual pastries here. And I need to let that dry before we can do another layer. I also have been streaming for 2 hours already, which is wild to me. How does time work? I do not understand. I think I'm just going to start working on some of these pastries, because I think we're probably going to end up working on these next time too. Unless I finish them off stream, which is not super likely, I think, because I have a bunch of other work to do too. But I'll probably do the pancake sticker off stream. Just because that one's not going to be super complicated and it will be a good one to do while I'm watching somebody else's stream or whatever. Oh, that's fun, Peach. I mean, it sounds like work, honestly. Work is pretty bullshit a lot of the time. I think we just need to add some more pigment to these pastries so they look like they're actually baked instead of underbaked, you know? Then I think that will be hunky-dory. I may end up adding a little bit more purple to the baked good areas too, where the blueberry stuff is. Yeah. I don't know. Forcing people to do stuff like that is never really the right way to go about it because it just makes people want to not do it. And also, it might not be the best choice for a bunch of people. So. There was actually something I saw, maybe it was yesterday on Tumblr. I don't remember who reblogged it. It's somebody on my like subscription follows. So I have a special tab for people who I have notifications on for basically. But about how grounding mindfulness exercises are actually dangerous for a lot of people who have psychosis. And so making everybody do that as like a group wellness activity is actually really dangerous and ableist for people who have to deal with that kind of stuff, which is interesting. I didn't know that. So I'm grateful that somebody took the time to actually like say that because I would never have thought of that, honestly. So, yeah. I mean, there's also just like something to be said about the corporate culture of, not just in your case, Pete, I'm talking in general, where instead of giving people proper pay, they'll do like wellness retreats and stuff instead of just like paying somebody enough money that they could go do whatever wellness thing they wanted to do instead, you know? Like there's, which app is it? It's like Calm or something. It's got some really like generic name, but there's some like meditation app that does like huge corporate account kind of stuff where you can like buy the service for your entire team for X amount of money a month or whatever. It's like you could also just like pay them properly. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you still deserve more than that. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, agreed, lesbian. Agreed. Okay, I like the texture I got on this one. I think that in order to get something similar to that, I need to let that dry a little bit because that is too dark, I think. Also, the camera is like really dark. Sun, can you stop abandoning us, please? Like, that's a little better. The problem is capitalism. We've been new.
been corrupted by capitalism.
Space.
Space!
Yellow ochre is just such a good baked good color. It's just got that nice golden brown color. Yeah, totally valid. I mean, that is the point of them being there, is to be used, so. Oh, I should check and see what's going on with that, actually. Always got to remember the things that you need to do when you can't do anything about them, right? That's just the way it works. I do also have a reel that I want to edit to post tomorrow that I made no progress on this morning because I got distracted. Yeah, I just mean in like a general sense of capitalism, that everybody deserves more money, which I don't think anybody is shocked by in this stream, at least. Okay, they never did make a decision, so fine. Okay. Even less reason for me to worry about it then. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think even if we destroy capitalism in the US, we will still have to work on the Protestant work ethic problem. Honestly. Like, me too, just to be clear. I do habit tracking, and I started tracking things a little bit differently this month, where I have a little circle that I fill in every day if I did work, like actual work, things that make me money work, and I'll give you one guess as to how many days I've worked this month. I may actually start tracking time working again because, yeah, that's a really good guess, Paige. I wonder how you got it. I track a bunch of stuff just because I'm like that. I like knowing the numbers, and I like filling in a little square with my colors. But I don't know. We've talked about this on stream before when I tried to take a day off a while back, and I just was unsatisfied and angry about it the whole day and didn't even really relax because there was something work related that I really wanted to do. So, like, not all of my work is like, oh God, I gotta go to work, you know? Which is part of the issue with doing something you like, right? Because there are a lot of things about my job that I really enjoy, like painting and hanging out with you guys is great, and that's fun. It's still work, but it's not like work, you know? Yeah. I am very much the same way. And like, I'm gonna end stream and go do things that are fun, but also I'm still going to be working. Like, I don't know. I did pull out like a personal project that I would like to start working on again, that I'll probably work on a little bit. But it is also like a lot of brain work for that one, even though it's not like gets me paid work. I don't know. There's some balance to be found that I haven't quite figured out yet. Especially since like my personal time schedule has changed pretty drastically because I have 2 partners now. So like hanging out with my partners is great and I love it. But it does mean that the usual time that I set aside at the end of the day is no longer me time all the time. Which I think is not bad. It's just something that like makes me feel like I'm not doing things for myself anymore, even though that I am. It's very strange. Yeah. I used to work through lunch when I was working at the bookstore just because it meant that I could actually get some work done because people would stop fucking talking to me. Like sometimes working without people around you is like way better. So I would do like a usual like 8-hour shift, but instead of it being 9 hours to take an hour for lunch, I would just work the whole 8 hours and then eat when I got home. Because I do much better with like momentum. Although we only got half-hour lunches there, not whole hours, but same concept. Yeah, that's also fair. I have not had to do trade work at all, so the worst thing that could happen at most of the jobs I worked was like a pizza wouldn't get made or something, you know? So. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish the shading on the pastries and then we can try one more layer of gouache on our hands and then I think I'm gonna call it. Because I can tell that my pain medication is wearing off. And it's actually been... I mostly stream for like 2 hours. I say that I aim for 3. That almost never happens. Let's be real. 2 is about where I feel my brain start to leak out of my ears, so... And there is nothing wrong with that. There is like no real reason why I decided to aim for 3 hours. It will be nice once I have like my actual, like a real computer set up so that I can do games and stuff and do longer streams, because that will feel less like work, I think. Because now all I'm doing is like doing artwork all the time, and it takes like a lot of brain power to do that and stream for me. Because I don't know if you knew this about me, I'm not a particularly social person. Um, so doing the keeping track of chat and everything is like effort for me. Which is, it's worth effort that's worth it, but it's still have to think about it a bit. Oh, cold call telemarketing sounds awful, honestly. I mean, most jobs sound awful, but I don't know. I did food service a fair amount, and then I did the bookstore, which you know about that. You're one of the OGs. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I guess I did babysitting too, but that's different, I think. But I did work at the bookstore for like a long time, like 6.5 years, so I put in my time. Yep. Gosh, the light is really disappearing. So maybe that's another reason to call it, so that I don't have to keep upping the brightness on this camera every 3 seconds. I'm also just like, I've always been a very introverted person, so like sitting here and talking constantly for a long time is like weird for me. What kind of nighttime creatures do you have, Shawnee, if you're willing to share? If it will dox you, please don't share. I'm trying to make these pastries really look like they're laminated pastries, and I don't know that I'm succeeding. I'm trying, though. Lightsaber. I can't do that in the space that I'm in right now. I'm in the living room. There's no space to put that. When I get my own actual room, I can have a real light set up. But right now, this is what I got. I'm next to a window, and that's it. Frogs and toads, that sounds fun. We get owls here sometimes, not super often, but it's always fun to hear. Like, I don't know. I don't think that I can accurately describe to anybody how jank my streaming setup is, and it has been since I started streaming. I'm literally on a coffee table right now. I'm sitting on the floor at a coffee table next to a window in a room that does not have a ceiling light. I took my own advice and just started. Even though I didn't have the like completely correct setup, I just went, you know what, fuck it, it's not getting any better, let's just stream. Ooh, bats are fun too. We sometimes, I don't know, you can't really hear them, but we get bears and moose here sometimes. Well, you shouldn't hear them unless something is going really, really badly. Um, but hopefully I can get the flooring and stuff sorted downstairs and then start moving into like the actual room that I'm going to have set up as like a studio and streaming space. Because it will also mean that I can stream more often because I don't have to like check with my brother if I can be in the living room for 3 hours at a time when he like isn't allowed to come out, you know? But I've been saying that for a while now. We did definitely fix the water damage issue down there, which is good. We weren't 100% sure, but it's definitely better. Wild turkeys, that's fun. Sometimes there's like wild turkeys and foxes and stuff where my dad lives, but that's not really a thing up here. At least I've never seen a fox. I don't know if we have them up here. I've seen lynx. Which is still pretty cool because they're pretty shy. They don't come out super often. But no Zeldas, you're correct. I haven't seen a Zelda. Yeah, unfortunate. Although maybe I would see more Zeldas if I went to the comic convention that's up here. I have the odd feeling that might be where their natural habitat is. We do get to see, like, not in the wild, but we do have muskox and stuff up here too, where I am. But that's mostly at, like, the zoo. And there's, like, a muskox farm. There's a lot of cool stuff up here. I've actually been thinking more. I haven't been to any of like the tourist things in a really long time because we used to do that when we like first moved up here and when we had people visiting, but we haven't had anybody visit in a while. So I'm thinking maybe I should just go and do that on my own at some point because I really like, there's the Alaska Native Heritage Center that I really like going to, which there's a bunch of different native tribes up here. So like different kinds of groups, cultures. And they have a like museum up here that has outside in like a loop has the traditional kind of housing for each of the groups, and you can walk around and there are people like volunteers there from each of the cultures to tell you about the stuff that's in the house and how the house was built and all that kind of stuff. And I always love doing that. And they also have like regular dancing troupes come in and do like the native games and stuff that they do in like the winter times and stuff. It's really fun. And it's just like, I don't know, it's cool to go see. I also haven't been to the museum in a while. I don't know what their current exhibits are even. I haven't looked. Oh, really? That's cool. That's like one of my favorite things to do up here, honestly. Like one of the touristy things. I think the Alaska Native Heritage Center is definitely up there. The art museum has gotten like a lot bigger. It's art and history, but it's gotten a lot bigger since I moved up here. They added like a whole nother wing, and they do a whole lot more stuff there now. Like there's a what's the right word? Collaboration with the Smithsonian that one of the guys up here, well, one of the, I say guys as if he isn't like a very important anthropologist, set up with the Smithsonian to have a bunch of the Alaska Native items that the Smithsonian has kept up here in the Anchorage Museum, which is really cool. Ah, nice. Where did I just put that brush? There it is. But yeah. don't know. I haven't done that stuff in a while, but I've been thinking about it, so maybe I should go do stuff again. I also haven't the house that we lived in before this one was like over a marsh, and I haven't been to the marsh either. It would be nice to go visit it because it's like right across from the mud flats. It's very pretty. I haven't been to the zoo in ages either, which I also really like going to the zoo because most of the animals at our zoo are rescues, basically. So they were ones that needed to be rehabilitated and can't get re-released into the wild, which is really nice. We do also, he is no longer living, but there is a famous polar bear who like ate tourists. Well, attacked tourists because, of course, that's a thing up here. There is a polar bear at the zoo named Binky, I think was his name. And there's a very famous photo of him strolling around his enclosure with a high-heeled shoe hanging out of his mouth because somebody decided to go try to pet the polar bear. Not a good call. Not a good call. I think he died of old age. I'm fairly certain. I don't remember the whole story, though, if I'm being honest, because this bear was not around when I was up here. But like at a certain point, if a tourist gets into your enclosure, I think you should be allowed to eat them, honestly. Like if somebody's that stupid, that's on them. But for a long time, they might still, I don't know, sell t-shirts with Binky with the shoe hanging out of his mouth on it. That just says send more tourists. Although I will say the people who lived in the house before this, before we did, they used to feed the bears. So the first night that we were all up here in that house, the bears came up like knocking on the window to see if the person who fed them peanuts was still around. Don't do that. Just pro tip. Don't feed wild animals. It's not good for anybody involved. But the neighbor there actually had photos of the previous resident with a baby in one hand, like on her hip, a cigarette in the same hand that was holding the baby, and holding peanuts out to the bears with the other hand. Don't do that. Yeah, agreed, Shawnee. If you're a gay bear and you would like some baked goods, hit me up. I'll feed otters too, honestly. And I guess the twinks can be included too. They generally could use some more carbs. Don't worry about it. And I will unplug my laptop again because I'm an idiot today, apparently. I keep catching the cord. I'll give you baked goods too, Cap, so don't worry about it. Can you plug back in, please? Or are you going to be a butthole about it? You're going to be a butthole about it. Okay. Come on, buddy. You can do it. There you go. Okay. We have shaded our baked goods. I still need to do the syrup on these. We're going to do another go at this, and then I'm going to end stream because I have other things to do today, actually. And also, I would really like to go take another pain pill. Because my cramps are god-awful today. Okay, second layer here. We're gonna start it there, I think. I could alter it a little bit. Maybe like do it this and then do another set up top. Let's do that. Oh God, if anybody else needs to take medication, please go take your medication. And also please drink some water. Drink your oiters or you'll make me sad. And please also eat a food if you need to. Not if you want to, if you need to. I mean, also if you want to, I guess, but... Okay. Let's see if we can make this one a little clearer. Although I think the answer is no, because I think the tiny amount of space in between the fingers for these is an issue for the sponge. I think it will go better when we do the top layer because these hands are bigger than the ones for the underneath ones. But let me grab my gouaches, my gouaches, my oh gosh, my gouaches. I would also like, did I leave the red up here? Or did I put it away? I think I put it away. That's green. I don't particularly want green. I do want black though, which should be in here somewhere. You guys wanted to listen to me dig around in a paint tub for a while, right? That's fun for you, I'm sure. Spectrum red, that's the red that I want. Where's black? I know it's in here somewhere. That's the other red. I don't want that neither. There it is. Yeah, for real. You are allowed your soda. I will allow you the soda. The motorcycle's here. Great. Oh, it looks like it's not going to pick up the sound though. That's good. Okay. This color was burnt umber and black. And why I remember that, I could not tell you because you know how I was saying mumble about how long these paints had been sitting in this palette? This was for streaming. So it's been sitting in here since October. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I just leave stuff because I'm like, oh, I'll use those colors again, and then I forget that it exists. I don't use gouache very often either. That's a very white people food. Yeah, it is almost the paint's birthday. Although these paints are older than that, like in general, the tubes of paint. Of course you did. Thank you for hitting on Adam when I can't be there to do it. I still think, so when was that? Lib's last stream on Sunday. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I don't know what time is. Lib made a joke about blowing your friends, right? Which standard Lib fare there. But then promptly said to me saying, way ahead of you, that I could blow anybody I wanted except for them. And both Adam and I asked almost immediately if that included Adam. And Lib never noticed. So I think I technically have permission now. It's a good running gag. Yeah, that's good. But I mean, I'm part of the trio, which basically means you're part of it too at this point, Cap, right? That's how polycules work. I'm sure of it. I'm definitely an expert. As if. Okay. Okay. We can do this. I don't know why I'm feeling so overwhelmed by this right now, but I really am. Yeah, right? Adam is fun to flirt with. Like, that's just how it is. Oh, I could have, like, instead of using a fresh piece of sponge, could have used the one that already had this paint on it. Don't worry about it. I'm hoping this will be a little bit less runny, I guess is what I mean. So I can get more defined fingers here. But we'll see. This is going to use a lot more paint, but I'm okay with that if it ends up looking good. I don't know. I'm just a flirt. I always have been. I'll flirt with anybody. Well, that's not true. I'll flirt with anybody that I like friend-wise. I'm just like that. You know the joke about the ha-ha unless that's me all the time. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. You know, that's just how it goes. But like, there is a long-standing joke about me and Calibra getting married. So, I'm just like this. I don't know if I've told this story on stream, but that's part of the reason why I ended up having hentai of me drawn when I was in high school, was because I was really flirty without my permission, I would like to state. One of the friends actually who abandoned me, we talked about this earlier on stream, gave another friend permission to do that when I would have really rather not that they had done that. Yeah, yeah. It was somebody who the drawer was like a vague friend, but only because we were both outcasts. You know how that kind of goes in high school? Yeah, it is definitely not how permission works or consent. But yeah, so that happened. And they showed it to me and were like trying to be like, ah, look at this cool thing. And I was like, I hate this. Why would you do this? They're like, well, ex-friend said it was okay. And I'm like, okay, but that's not me. I don't think this is okay. Please never do that again. Because it was somebody who I didn't like particularly like. They were in my social circle just because, like I said, we were both kind of weirdo outcasts, but they were not somebody that I enjoyed as a person. My teenage response to that was one, being pissed off about it and not talking to those people for a while, and two, violently making out with his girlfriend at a party. And we made out for a while, and then she went and broke up with him. So, you know, I think I won that battle, but I don't know that it needed to have been a battle in the first place. Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of really bad friends, I'm realizing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very teenaged response to have. Is that what I would do now? Probably not. But it is a good story. I will tell you that this much of the gouache does not smell particularly pleasant, just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah, I am a much less violent and vengeful person than I used to be, which, fun fact about trauma, sometimes you have really bad responses to it. Which is why I was like god awful for a really long time until I realized what was going on and tried to fix it. So who you see before you is a labor of love. Because I didn't want to be like that anymore. Okay. I think we've got clear finger marks on this one. Let's find out though. I am going to move this up and do more at the top too. If things go according to plan. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's a bit clearer. So I think the top layer I'm going to do like all the dark color maybe, just to try and make it stand out a little bit more. But this is looking good. I think we're on the right track here. This looks like a bunch of hands. This looks like the cave art, you know? So I think I'm vaguely successful in this task. Which of these gouaches is it that smells so bad? I think it's the umber. Okay, I need to reposition this tape because it's being a little bit of a butthole, as you do. Let's just do like that, I think. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. Smooch, smooch, smooch. I didn't mean to. Okay, I think more dark up here is the right call. And I may add a little bit more spatters right through here to try and hide that line a little bit. Just because I feel like it's starting. Well, I guess I'm going to end up cutting this apart anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I should probably like chill about it, actually. Let me mix these two for this one and see how that goes. But it does kind of make a very clear line there. Hi, Aiden! Yeah, we've been kind of all over the place today. I just covered your hand. This is you. By the way, you can't really see because it's so dark in here now. That's your hand. So that's 2 layers worth. We'll do the final layer, I think, on Friday. I need to let this dry anyway. Yeah, you! And then you're also on the top layer where there's bigger hands. You're right there. I do have all the hands labeled so that I can go back over and see who was whomst. Because I wasn't going to recognize everybody's hands. I should leave those colors out because we will use them next time. I probably should rinse the sponges after I end. But yeah, you have been hand doxed. You have. But if it helps, I'm always hand doxed. Do you guys like how it looks like I've murdered somebody right now because I'm covered in red paint? Okay. So we've done most of what I said I wanted to do today. We will finish these patterns up on Friday. And then I will have to sew them together so fast. But I can do that. That's fine. I should take a photo for rating people. We're going to go bother Lib because my stream streak there is like really good and I don't want to ruin it. This is still taped down. It will probably be better if I did this to take a photo. Although it's still damp, I must be careful. A little moida. A little moida. Your pan! Congratulations. Okay. We are going to go raid lib. I'm going to stick this back down. Stay stuck. Because we'll just do the top layer of that first next time, I think, just to get it out of the way. Do I have anything else to say? Last week to get the sticker tier Patreon stickers for August is these two. You get 2 this month. Usually it's just 1. Trans! I think that's like the best colors for the Snom, honestly. I think that's the prettiest Snom. Yeah, Aiden should already have his, actually. And I only have 1 envelope left to send out with these. So yeah, you should do that if you want these. I don't know if I'm going to list these. I'm definitely not going to be listing both designs. So the only guaranteed way to get it is to join the Sticker Club tier on my Patreon, which is $5 USD a month. It's a good deal. It's a good deal, Bront. I don't know if I'm going to list these or not. The extras will go into my mystery sticker bags, which there's going to be an update to those soon, so pay attention. Keep an eye out. So only guaranteed way is to join the sticker club. And also I have a printed example of what's going to be the sticker for next month, if you would like to join for that. This is so dark on here, I know, but look at how good this looks. It's so good. I love it. And this is based off of this art that I can show you that will not be as dark because the computer does not deal with real life lighting. So that's this, and it could be yours for the low price of $5. And it would be shipped to your home for freezies. I need to go wash my hands. I'm so covered in paint right now. So yeah, consider that because it's cool and you should do it. All the cool kids are doing it or something. And it's a lot better for you than jumping off of a bridge. I know how to sell things. For freezies. Yep. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the ending screen because we are going to end now. I don't remember how to stream, apparently. Like, that has all left my brain. I missed one stream, and it's all gone now. It is also better for you than jumping off of a cliff. Because you get stickers, and with jumping off of a cliff, you get at least a couple broken bones, probably. And maybe possibly death. The sticker will not kill you. Just throwing that out there. So, you know, 10 out of 10 doctors recommend buying my stickers instead of jumping off of a cliff. Just in case anybody was wondering. So, we're going to go raid Lib. Lib has a lot of sounds going on and a lot of visuals, and there's just a lot of stuff going on there. So if you are prone to overstimulation, it may not be the space for you. That's totally valid. You don't need to come with us if you don't want to. What else do I have to say? I don't know. Join the sticker club or just join the Patreon if you want to. There is a poll up until the end of this month, until the 31st, the morning of the 31st, my time zone, to vote for what color I'm going to be using in all my art next month. This month we're doing yellow ochre. You could help decide my fate for next month if you wanted to. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know that I do. I can just do like random ramblings for a while. But I could also just not. I'm going to put our raid commands in the chat. The first one, it has a follower emote that you can use on Twitch if you are subscribed to the channel. The second one has emotes that you can use anywhere on Twitch, regardless of your subscription status. So please copy and paste the one that is relevant to you for when we go and bother Lib, who will scream really loud that they love me when we show up, which is always nice, you know? And I can actually like start the raid this time and remember. I could also pull up the stream that I'm going to. Maybe I remember how to stream. I don't. This is all fake. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never known what I'm doing. A tweet. I will have some of my chocolate bar after we raid out Aiden. I did have a chocolate bar here with me today, an emotional support chocolate bar, if you will. So I'll have another piece of my chocolate bar. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being nice to me. Thanks for chatting and all that kind of stuff, and just, you know, being you where I got to see you. I appreciate that. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of and be kind to yourself for yourself, please do it for me because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things. And that includes from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. Okay, so let me be the little cheerleader in your head so that you can have a better day and take better care of yourself. And then we can meet back here and talk about all of the cool stuff that we did to treat ourselves better. I'll be back on Friday morning, so see y'all then. Bye.